As a beginner in GTA Online, you want to know the fastest and best ways to make money. Your number one goal should be to buy the Kasatka. With that, you can start the Cape Rico heist, making you around $1.5 million in an hour. But first, you need $2.2 million, so we will start with some free money methods. As a level 1, you start with around $10,000, that's if you're on GTA Legacy at least. For GTA Enhanced players, you will get a head start with the Career Builder. With a budget of $4 million, you can choose which career path you will take, which vehicles, weapons and properties you want to start with. The first thing that you should do when you load into GTA Online is open your pause menu, go to online, find a new session and start an invite only session. This is a lobby where you are the only player and this way you can't get griefed by other players. One of the easiest ways to get some money is by spinning the lucky wheel at the casino. You of course want to get money or chips, but RP is also good cause that will help you unlock better items to make money faster. Also don't forget to claim your visitor bonus every day at the cashier. The next free way to make money is by doing the junk energy skydives every day. There will be 10 skydive activities across the map. They are pretty easy to do since there's no combat involved. However, there are 3 key points you have to follow. You need to go through all the checkpoints, beat the part time shown in the bottom right and lastly land accurately. You can land more precisely by holding both back bumpers. So on PlayStation it's L1 and R1. If you do all of that you will get $5,000 for each skydive. Do that for all 10 and that's an easy $50,000 that you can repeat every day. Once you have $50,000 you can register as a VIP. Then you can do VIP work and earn some easy cash. The best one to do is Sightseer. This doesn't involve any combat, you just have to do some hacks and then collect 3 packages. This will make you around $23,000 in like 5 minutes. You can also request vehicles via your VIP menu to make things easier. There's a small delay between these missions, so I just recommend doing these in between other money methods. A good weapon is necessary when you're starting out. With that money you can buy the special carbon rifle, one of the best weapons in the game, and also buy heavy body armor to increase your health. You can quickly equip your body armor by opening your weapon wheel and then press the button shown in the top left. Now getting into the money grind. As a new player you want money methods that don't require much, so we will start by doing treasure hunts. There are 3 in total which will give you $825,000 in total. It will take you around 30 minutes for each. Also make sure you do your daily collectibles, you can find them if you open your interaction menu and go to all collectibles. G's Caches, shown on your map as a purple box. It's a package hidden inside an area. Once you find it you will get cash, ammo and snacks. They refresh once every day. Then there are stash houses. They show up as purple houses with a target in the center. You get one of these per day at a random location. Inside the stash house there's a safe guarded by some gang members. Take them out and look for the code on the yellow note. Then you can open the safe and collect the package. Completing a stash house will earn you cash and a free resupply for your businesses if they need to be resupplied. By doing all these things you will also earn RP, which is pretty much XP and we need it to rank up. You need to rank up to gain access to better weapons, jobs and missions. At the start, the best ways to gain RP is by doing your daily collectibles as well as daily objectives. If you complete the daily objectives for 7 days in a row, you will get a cash bonus of $150,000 and 20,000 RP. If you complete the daily objectives for 28 days in a row, you will get $750,000 and 50,000 RP. Also keep an eye out for weekly updates. There are always RP and cash bonuses on certain activities. Usually it pays out double the amount, but sometimes even triple. Time trials, races, adversary modes and spinning the lucky wheel at the casino are also great ways to earn a bunch of cash and RP. The flight school is also an underrated method. You will learn to fly and max out your flying stat, and on top of that you will make about $230,000 in about 30 minutes. There are 3 more excellent ways to make money for beginners. First we have the Clocking Bell farm raid. This is essentially a mini heist. Just wait for Vincent to call you and then look for the yellow V on your map. So now go to the yellow circle and start it. There are 5 setups that you have to complete and then you can start the finale. The best thing about this money making method is that you don't have to invest any money. You don't get any money for these setups, but you will make a lot in the finale. Also a tip to complete the setups faster is to set your spawn location to a property close to the V on the map. I spawned in my office, but this is the best one to use, an agency. This saves you a lot of time. So I completed all the setups and now I can start the finale. There are 2 different ways you can complete this. You can do it stealthily or go all in. You decide that when doing the setup where you choose your weapons and equipment. So this also has good replayability because you can do it in different ways. I completed all the setups plus the finale within an hour. You will receive $500,000 for this. For an hour time, that's great money. If it's your first time completing the clocking bell farm raid, you will get another $250,000. The only downside with this method is that there's a 1 hour cooldown before you can start it again. The second money making method that I recommend are the first dose and last dose missions for the Acid Lab and Virtue Imani Tech Car. There are 6 first dose missions and you will get $600,000 for completing them. Then you can do 5 last dose missions which will earn you another $500,000. In the last first dose mission you have to steal this vehicle, the Brigade 6x6. You can later convert it to the Acid Lab, which is another business and a great way to make more money. In order to do so, you have to set up equipment. This upgrade will cost you $750,000, but you already made $600,000 for the first dose missions and $500,000 from the last dose missions. Once you have completed the last dose missions, you will get the Ocelot Virtue for free. Usually it would have costed you $3 million. This is one of the best Imani Tech vehicles. You can upgrade it with missile lock-on jammers and armor plating to increase the amount of damage this car can take. Don't worry about that too much yet, cause you need to own an agency with the vehicle workshop to buy these upgrades. Once you have set up the equipment in your Acid Lab, you can start making money with it, and this is how you do so. The way the business works is you either steal or purchase supplies. You bring them back to the lab and then after some time those supplies are turned into product, which you could then sell on for a profit. In order to purchase the Acid Lab you have to first do the first dose mission storyline, there are 6 in total. Once you have done that you can then purchase the business for $750,000. Now in order to make the most amount of money with the business you have to get the equipment upgraded for $250,000, but first you have to unlock it. The way to do that is by completing 10 fully gun missions. You can start them if you go to Dex inside the freak shop or call him and select a fully gun mission. Once you have done that, you can then call up Mats or talk to him at the Acid Lab. Purchase supplies for $60,000 and after 1.6 batches of supplies you have a fully stocked Acid Lab, which you could then sell on for $335,000. If you decide to do that, you will be making about $60,000 to $70,000 per hour in profit, but if you want to make some extra money you can sell in a public lobby. If it's a session with 25 or more players, that will give you a 50% high demand bonus. I believe that every player gives a 2% bonus and it's capped at 50%, which means that the highest bonus is in a 25 players public lobby. To get an extra 5% bonus, rename your Acid Lab. You can do that through your interaction menu. That will bring it up to $500,000 as your final sale, and this is completely doable because you're only ever guaranteed one sell vehicle. If you choose to go that route, you will be making about $100,000 per hour. That's the way I suggest to do it, and that's the reason why it's in the number 7 spot. It's a fairly passive business and it earns you about $100,000 per hour, which is really good. We can then move on to businesses where the big money is at. So don't waste your money on yachts and fancy cars, not yet. Buy a business instead, that will help you make money. GT Online is all about investing your money to make more money. Businesses can be split up in 2 different categories, active and passive. Active businesses only make you money when you're putting in the work. Passive businesses generate money for you in the background while you can do something else. Like I mentioned before, on next gen you can start with a business, but what if you don't have the next gen version? The free business on old gen is pretty much the Acid Lab, which we covered earlier. The third method is with the nightclub, which you should already have if you chose the nightclub owner career. This is the best passive business in GT Online. There's 2 ways to make money with it, with the first one being through the nightclub wall save. This is a save that has a set amount of money deposited into it every in-game day or 48 minutes IRL, depending on how popular your nightclub is. There are a few different ways to increase the popularity of the nightclub, but the 2 best are to throw out disturbances in the nightclub, which will pop up as a blue dot on your minimap, or to change DJs. When you change the DJ of your nightclub, your popularity will increase. The second way to make money is a little bit more complicated, but it's the bread and butter of the business, and that is through the warehouse. The warehouse is a section where you are able to hire and assign technicians to source product. When they source that product, it will then build up in a warehouse, and whenever you want you can sell that product for a profit. Now in order to make the most amount of money with it, you will want to of course hire all 5 technicians, which will cost a decent amount of money, and you will want to assign them to 5 specific type of products. But there's one catch for the warehouse, and that is if you want to assign a technician to source a specific kind of product, you have to own a corresponding business in the game. So with that being said, here are the 5 types of products that make you the most amount of money and the corresponding business you will need to own. First, assign a technician to cargo and shipments. You will need a CEO hangar or a CEO cargo crate warehouse in order to do so. Next, assign one to sporting goods, which you will need a bunker for. Third is South American imports, which you will need a Coca-Cola lockup. Fourth being pharmaceutical research, which we will need a blue stuff lab for. And fifth is cash creation, which you will need a counterfeit cash factory for. If you assign a technician to each one of those products and make sure that you have the equipment upgrade, you will earn about $50,000 total in warehouse stock each hour. Now the best part of the warehouse is that once you have done that and set it up, you don't have to do anything else except for the final sell mission whenever you decide to sell. All you have to do once you assign those technicians to those products is to just be in a session. So if you combine those two sections of the nightclub, you will be making $100,000 in almost completely passive income every single hour, which is the main reason why it's number 5 on the list. But the only reason why it's not higher is because in order to run the warehouse side of the business, you will need to own 5 other separate businesses, which will end up costing you close to the $10 million. Heists and contracts are one of the fastest ways to make money in GTA Online, especially the Cayo Perico heist, cause you can do it completely solo. However, before you can start the Cayo Perico heist, you first have to buy the Kasatka submarine. This will cost you $2.2 million. If you have been grinding all the money methods that I covered in this video, you should easily be able to buy it. So hopefully all those money methods helped you out. Check out the video on screen right now for a complete Cayo Perico guide, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.